Cool.
Sorry.
All right, yeah. So last time I was with Dragonlords, you guys rallied. You returned to the Firewalker village. You decisively assisted in the end of the Lizard Folk Civil War, aiding the Queen of the Rajonculus in her domination over the remaining Firewalkers by removing the Firewalkers' powerful elemental allies, the Salamanders, from the equation. After which, you were rewarded a Cyclopean slave with horrible deformity of too many fingies and too big of a brain. Yeah, this guy is essentially illegal class artificer, special type of Cyclops, basically like an Eladrin Cyclops, for lack of a better comparison. Just a very magical, very special Cyclops. Their whole species is like a unicorn, so rare, so special, so wonderful. As a reward for freeing him and agreeing to help save his father, who is currently in the clutches of Sidon and his allies, he agreed to make you wondrous robot Pokemon, which, is still a work in progress. He is also, in time, going to join up with your crew and become like a B-team member, but I don't want him to join right away because we're not 100% sure about this guy. I don't want you guys to think that just everybody that wants to join your crew is good because, maybe this guy's up to no good. We'll see. But
what do you mean, the 0 insight checks we rolled on him?
No, it's great. He had robot Pokemon. Obviously, he's a good guy. So, but yeah, he, more than likely it's going to be like proficiency in tinkering tools and, engineering knowledge and stuff like that. Needing extra fingers, I guess. I don't know. I haven't 100% worked it out. Yeah, so that's what happened last time. You established peace and prosperity for the lizard folk of the island. You made an agreement with the salamanders to help free Halcyon, the Heart of Flame, sister of the Twin Titans, who has been imprisoned here for a very, very long time, and has agreed to aid you in your battle against them if she is freed. And found out more about your new ally, Csyris, and made progress towards establishing this new order of Dragonlords that everybody keeps talking about. All right, so Cyrus, any questions about level 7?
Nope, I think I'm pretty good.
Okay, great. All right, Hypatia, any questions about level 7?
Too many for this moment. I will figure it out.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you need any help, just let me know.
I didn't do the reading. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I did not do my homework.
I mean, I could right now jump into your character sheet and make you level 7, so you don't have to worry about it this time.
No, I'm messing with my equipment right now. I haven't even gotten to that yet.
Okay.
But I will. It's fine.
Okay.
I can figure it out.
All right. Fair enough. Let's see. Philippocles, any additional questions about leveling?
No, I'm good.
Good? Okay. Anastasia, any questions about leveling?
Work in progress. I'm good though.
Okay. And Reset, I think you already had your character leveled before the session ended, but do you have any questions about leveling?
No.
Nope.
You gave me a boon though, right? I saw
boon?
a boon on my chart.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's crazy. So,
all right.
Anyways, jeez, what are you doing? What are you doing here? I mean, if you steal your character sheet, I don't know, maybe. Who knows? Anyways.
Can I just ask? It's a one-time thing, right?
Oh, let me see. I don't actually remember. You got it so long ago. Which for me, anything longer than like 3 days is a long time ago. Let's see. It's this one. Nope. There's so much here. Oh, this. Yeah. It has a little parentheses 1 after it. It's a one-time thing. One out of 1 charges. Yep. All right. So, with all that sorted, congratulations on reaching level 7. They weren't lying when they said it was a little bit of a slow burn campaign. Still, I want to say faster than Skull and Shackles. I don't know. Maybe.
It is.
Yeah. Skull of Jackals is running on that Pathfinder slow burn. That's the slowest burn right there. 17 years before you hit level 20. That's Pathfinder. Alright. So, gosh. Let's talk about things that happen during the downtime. Does anybody... No, we should probably just jump into the stuff that you don't have control over first and foremost. Okay, let me roll a die then. Okay. On your third day of leveling on the island, as you guys have returned, where do you guys kind of chill in the evening hours? Do you all sort of go your own separate ways on the island, or do you try to kind of meet back in one central location? I'm trying to maximize the amount of peeps that are going to be at this particular event.
Reset would be on the boat,
Okay.
taking care of the egg.
Okay. This might be good. Meeting up at the boat. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Let's say on the third day, you guys are back on the boat to check in with everybody. Kind of let them know what happened on the island. Let them know that you need more time. Let the crew know that they can come ashore and get killed by dinosaurs. Because, like, nobody wants to hang out on a boat for 7 days and change. So, yeah, that's cool. So let's say that you've taken, you guys are back at the ship and you're getting all that sorted out. All right. We can actually do 2 scenes that would have taken place on the ship. All right, so the first one that would have taken place on the ship is the arrival of the Caledonian. So the Caledonian is a big old bronze pelican. It's actually not that big. So this pelican kind of flies down and begins to sort of walk around the ship. Your dwarven allies recognize it immediately and run up and greet it warmly. The creature makes a series of robotic pelican sounds. I don't know what those are, but it makes it makes a bunch of robotic pelican sounds, and then begins to transform before your eyes into a robot lady. Philippocles.
That's neat.
Yeah, Philippocles, you notice the telltale, sort of features of the Emru, as does Anastasia, who's pretty close to Emru as well. So obviously this robot might be modeled off of someone that Vulcan is fond of. But the robot kind of turns to its human form, and the dwarves point to Pythor, to Kyra, who is in high spirits now that she has gained a small bit of divine strength back, and the rest of you, and says, "Greetings. I have been sent by Vulcan. Do you have anything I should bring to him? Or any request of things that can be brought to you?"
Should we have him take the staff to get that ugly symbol off of it?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. And essentially, with her presence, the Caledonian, you can, in the treasure channel on our Discord, basically just say, such and such sent to Vulcan. And then we know that it's being sent to Vulcan. And then I know to kind of start the timer on how long it will take to accomplish whatever you're trying to get done with it. But that is the in-game mechanics for getting stuff to and from the Mithril Forge, is this robot right here. This is actually official art for the adventure, this robot lady. All right.
And Anastasia has 2 letters in her hand, and she kind of sheepishly goes up to it and, could you deliver a letter, please?
It smiles at you and takes the letter, and sort of like this cavity in its chest opens up, and it just sort of puts it into the little dimensional space in its chest.
Can you tell my grandpa I need a new weapon?
What weapon would you like?
something that is effective.
Understood. What happened to your other weapon? You were wielding a weapon of prophecy, last I heard.
I threw it in the volcano.
She turns her head and body stiffly and looks off in the distance at the smoking volcano. That volcano?
Yeah, that's the one.
I will let your grandfather know what you have done.
Tell him it was not fit for a hero. Tell him that. He'll understand.
I will tell him that in your words.
Thank you. You look good. And I'll wink at her.
She nods. I was made to be functional and beautiful. All right. So anybody else have anything to send off with her?
I think Astraeus wanted to send something.
Okay, yeah. So Astraeus will approach, open his mouth, modem sounds will come out. She'll open her mouth, modem sounds will come out. They have exchanged goods. So, all right, that works out pretty good. Let's see. I'm trying to find some nice on a boat music. Let's see. This will be good. Maybe.
Oh, he actually says he wanted to keep the dragon at the mines.
He doesn't. He wants to send the dragon back to the mines. Yeah. I mean, she will take it. Wait.
Is everyone else?
The baby dragon?
I think
yeah.
not the egg. I think the one that's being a.
Well,
so that would be a significant thing. In the 3 days since you put baby in the vault, you obviously opened the vault before the baby could suffocate. As a dragon, it can last a while without air. 5th edition suffocation rules, all that jazz. But overall, its attitude only grows worse over time. It is an absolutely rude and nasty little creature. And it does hold you accountable for the death of its quote-unquote parents. So it has been a trial over the last 3 days. Even asking some lizard folk to come in and try to calm the creature, it just really hasn't really done much. The creature is truly just rotten. Yeah. So I don't know. If you guys want to have it sent back, the Caledonian can certainly attempt to do so.
What does he hope to accomplish by sending it back?
I'm not sure.
I kind of feel like he wants to send it off to Grandma and Grandpa's house because he doesn't want to try to raise it himself. Kind of what I think it's.
He just says maybe even be useful there. Hopefully rehabilitated.
Prisoner work program, like you sent the summer wind to.
He has to help forge the weapons with his flame breath.
Wow.
I mean, obviously, he will propose this idea, and you guys will need to sort this out for sure.
I don't know how to.
Yeah, not really sure what he was going to say or how he was going to propose it. So, could we do next week? We flash back to this moment or something.
I mean, I guess he's kind of put forward his opinion. If you guys have your own opinions about it, talk them out. It's fine. No one of you is the leader, right? You all sort of take a more democratic, approach. So
I thought Cyrus was kind of growing fond of it. What do you think? Kind of different.
I was, but really, baby dragons are going to be kind of a liability. because they're babies, and upset fire-breathing dragon on a boat. I after thinking, that's probably not a good idea.
Mm.
It's one thing if it does. It does breathe.
It does breathe quite a bit of fire damage every 18 seconds.
As much as I would love to have a little shit talker on our team, I don't think it'd be a good idea.
Okay. Anyone else have any opinions on where the brass baby should go?
I mean, yeah, I think back to the mines is a good plan.
Everything there is, at least for the most part, fireproof.
And then he can, work for, build character.
Sending him to juvie in the mines.
I mean, basically.
You said the summer wind there too, so I mean.
That's where we send
everyone.
That's where we put our problems. The mines. Put the little lad in the mines.
Which means at some point we need to go back there and just see everyone and check up on things. But
yeah, I'm indifferent. So I mean, if it's 2-4, unless anyone else is like, I'm probably opposed. It's fine with me.
No, I'm not opposed.
To the mines he goes. Unless it is.
I mean, I think.
Okay.
He can't stay angry forever. At some point.
Oh, he will.
Okay.
All right, Cyver the Brass. Yeah.
I have animal trading. I know how to. I mean, I know he's like cognitive or whatever, but I could maybe get him on our side if I work with him. But it's up to you guys. He can go to the mines.
I mean, if you want him.
I mean, you do have a thing. You have a thing with. We have a thing with fire, and you are racially, not to bring your race in this, but you are racially a very persuasive species. So, I mean, it's a big responsibility. Might eat your chicken. He's immune to fire, so if anybody's gonna eat your chicken, it's this guy. He even tells you, "I'm gonna eat your fucking chicken."
I mean, if you get him, that's one less dragon we have to look for.
Wait.
What exactly are you looking for baby dragons for? Is one of the questions I have to ask.
I don't know.
No, seriously, I need to know.
The plan is to have everyone get a baby dragon.
Okay, because
that's the plan.
I want to clear some stuff up that may have been confusing in the player's guide. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't ride baby dragons.
I know.
Okay? All right. Here we have specimen 1, Philippocles. Here we have baby. You see that there's a problem, right? This is like riding in battle on a tricycle.
It's a companion. I'm not telling them to ride on it. Phil can fly. The dragon could ride on him.
These babies take 100 years to get to size large. The campaign's not going to take that long.
It's called getting them companions.
Okay. I just want to make sure that nobody has any misconceptions that you're going to somehow magically turn these babies into battle-ready mounts. I mean, obviously the bad guys are doing that.
I'm just saying, the player's handbook, very misleading. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, it was... what I keep saying to defend these guys is it was 600-plus pages long adventure, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they didn't always think everything through. That's all I'm saying. Maybe they didn't always think everything through. Yeah. So now you could take the the renegade route and totally start aging them up like the bad guys are doing. I mean, that's it, unless you find some other crazy way to do it. But nothing changes the fact that you'd be riding a baby to war.
I don't even want to that's Reset's plan. My plan is ride Philippocles in a flying chariot to war.
All right.
Well,
just
as long as
that information
everyone
out there.
has a companion by the end, I'll be happy. It doesn't have to be a dragon.
Okay. And Astraeus does point out to you, after reminding you that he has a 15 strength score, that 16 strength score. That it was a common practice for elven Dragonlords to raise their own mounts. He just kind of looks at you guys like, duh. You know what I'm saying? Duh. And then when he sees that none of you are elves, he's like, but the non-elves, they would make friends with grown-up dragons.
Is this like, if I choose Charmander right now, I can never go back and get Bulbasaur?
Well, that's the other thing. Like, there's that Dragonlord's Oath thing, okay? Now, this is going to be some straight OOC real talk here, okay? The whole, like, Dragon Heart, our hearts are bound, if I die, you die, if you die, I die, all that kind of horse shit, right? It's not really sustainable gameplay-wise. It's also not sustainable by the writer's own writing, because throughout this entire adventure, there are dragons who have outlived their riders and are still alive, and there are riders who have outlived their dragons that are still alive. So a lot of that, our souls are one. If you catch a cold, I catch a cold. If you fart, I fart. Like, that stuff, like, that's all flowery bullshit. That's not real. That doesn't actually happen. There's a lot of things in the player's handbook that maybe they should have gone back through like a second time and been like, oh yeah, none of this actually makes any sense. And I should have, as your DM, I should have sooner sat you guys down and had this talk. But now that
Santa Claus not real either.
In this setting, Santa Claus is your grandfather Vulcan. Sorry to spoil that for you. But that's actually a real thing. There is on Kyra's birthday. Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah, I think you put that.
But yeah, I don't want everybody to get like super hyped that these guys are gonna just fucking eat like a firestone and then suddenly like roid out and turn into a super dragon or anything like that. They're babies. If you're planning long term to start an order of dragon riders, obviously training baby dragons from babies is an ideal way to do it. But it is definitely a long-term thing. Like, you are raising these dragons for the next generation of dragon rider, essentially. Yeah. But again, you're only in, beginning of chapter 5, so there's a lot more to go in the adventure without giving you too many spoilers. So, but the babies themselves, they're babies. That's the clearest I could be on it. You're not going to be able to swear an oath to, an oath bound your heart to this baby's heart. If that was the case, this baby would be dead because he had King Jankor would have sworn a Pokemon battle oath together, and when you killed Jankor, he would have died also. So yeah, there's none of that. There's none of that. Which should make you feel a little more comfortable binding with a dragon, because as Philippocles' player could tell you, dragons die pretty easy at high levels. And as Cyrus's player could tell you, they die pretty easy at high levels. So you don't want to be heart to heart, dragon heart bound to a dragon. It's not a wise move. It's not a wise move. So
that's horrible. Funny, but horrible.
Yeah. Okay, so with that OOC chat about discrepancies in the player's guide out of the way. This dragon is obviously troubled. He is troubled in such a way that Versi does. Man, there's a good thing you picked the boat, because there's a lot of shit that actually happens on the boat. Versi floats in using the magic of Foundry. And she sees that you're discussing the fate of this dragon. I'll be honest, the dragon's fire sacks are pretty raw and worn out from constantly breathing fire every 18 seconds, so he doesn't have anything in the tank right now, and he's just sparking at everyone and hissing and sort of turning in a circle as everybody just watches sadly. Versi approaches, casting a look over at Astraeus. And Astraeus looks at her, and there is that shared look of people who, spent 500 years banging, right? And he kind of looks away, and she looks down at the baby, and she looks over at Reset, holding her ice cube egg. And I don't know who has the other egg. The other brass. Csyris. Okay.
Csyris has it.
And she says, "I have very bad news. It concerns this child and your eggs. And the truth of it may break your hearts. Do you have the courage and strength to hear these words?"
Of course.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Alright. I just gotta check some little bit notes real quick. Alright. So, she kind of gathers you guys up. And, she lights her magical incense like she do. Kind of get herself in the mood. Puts on her records, And as she kind of looks from the baby, who's kind of laying on the deck, tired out from his protest.
No, stop it.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody's telling him to no, stop it. It's crazy. No worries. And the Caledonian is just sort of watching, waiting to hear the fate of this creature. She's trying to figure out the best way to stuff him into an extra-dimensional space without him tearing her open from the inside. Astraeus approaches, stands next to Phil. I don't know why he's still bleeding everywhere. Come on, Astraeus, get your shit together. There we go. Versi says, "The egg you entrusted to my care, Reset. It bears the same mark of corruption as this child, as the monstrosity Icarus, as the cruel and cowardly mounts of the Sidonite Dragonlords. And I can tell with but a glance that the one my love, Astraeus Rade, carries bears that same corruption. In the time that you were gone, I traveled with my mind, out of my body and into the Nyx itself, seeking answers. I now know the source of the corruption of these creatures. It is the fates themselves. They have made a deal with my father, Sidon. He brings them the eggs, and they are corrupted before they ever had a chance. Before they're ever born, they are taught that Sidon is their master. Their hearts are filled with rage and anger and wickedness. And what's more, they're still doing it. Sidon has a source of eggs, though I could not divine where. I do know that each and every one is brought to the fates for corruption. I would ask that you go to the fates and demand they remove their curses and spells of corruption. For even my magics, dare I say even Hypatia's magics, cannot undo what is woven by the fates. Only they can unweave a fate woven on their loom. I know you have much to do, many places to go. I am not asking you to do battle against them. I I am not asking you to kill them, but perhaps you can get through to them. You can barter with them. You can convince them, as you have convinced so many others. But there are complications. Sidon rearranges the seas to his whims, and the Fates use powerful magics to hide themselves. Even if I were to tell you the stars to follow, it is no guarantee that we would reach their island. In fact, I worry it would be used as a trap, something to feed us into a great whirlpool or worse. But there is a being who exists outside the laws and rules of this world. She could tell us how to reach them. She could tell us much. Information that my divination could never find. Knowledge that even Hypatia's great learning could have missed. I speak of the Lotus Witch of Scorpion Island.
I feel attacked. Also, I do about the Lotus Witch.
Okay, she kind of seems surprised. I have not attacked you, Hypatia. You are easily the most intelligent of all your allies. I used you as the example of great intellect.
Okay.
Were I describing strength, I would use Philippocles. Handsomeness, Cyrus. Compassion, Anastasia.
I just feel like that was a whole lot of not being good enough in a row.
No. If
I do know
if I
about the
attack
Lotus
you,
Witch.
child, I attack myself. Am I not the Oracle? Am I not supposed to see all that needs to be seen? But this creature, the Lotus Witch, she operates outside the rules.
Damon told me that she could perhaps lift the ancient curse on my family.
She nods and says, that is wise. If any could undo something placed upon you by the fates, by the gods themselves, she would know a way. I mean, after all, that is why I seek her now, to try and cleanse these children of their corruption. But I warn you, the Lotus Witch is powerful in ways none can truly comprehend. It would be best to barter with her than to try and face her in battle.
And what is it that she likes?
The Oracle kind of grimaces and says, games.
Turn to reset at this point. Like, the ones you play?
20 squares?
Versi lets out a low chuckle. As I've said, she operates outside the rules of this world. From what I understand, the games she plays are drawn from many worlds, or from her own madness. And those who fail to beat her in those games, those who fail to entertain her, suffer very creative curses. You have met some of the Centaur of Scorpion Island. As
Yes.
to my advice for what to do with this child, until the corruption has been purged, I don't know. I'm a nymph. I'm a demigod. I am Titan-blooded. Many would say that I am exactly as I am meant to be. Because most immortals and fae are exactly what they're meant to be. We don't have the flexibility to choose and change as readily as mortals, though I have tried very hard for a very long time. I feel that this child, there is hope for him. But know that dragons, they, in many ways, are like mortals. They have the ability to change. The dragon Hexia that you have sworn to defeat, Philippocles, was once a stalwart defender of justice, people in need.
What caused her to be the monster she is today, Versi?
She slowly turns her head and looks at your father. Your father looks away quickly. A broken heart can cause much damage, not just to the receiver, but to those who receive the wrath it brings forth. What I am saying is, do not be fooled by its appearance. Much as Icarus grows to be a selfish, cruel monster, that potential has been instilled in this creature as well. The propensity for cruelty flows through its veins. This is a magical corruption, woven into the threads of its fate. Without your help, it has no chance of redemption.
Philip kind of like approached the dragon. You hear
Okay.
that, kid?
It
You're
kicks
corrupted.
out. It kicks out at you.
You're cursed.
It narrows its eyes.
I am cursed. The day you arrived was when my curse began. You fat ape. You took everything from me. And now you treat me like a piece of garbage, trying to figure out which refuse hole to dump me in.
No, I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm just gonna ask you. Like, do you want to go to a grueling mine, or do you want to cure your curse?
I want to grow
Your
strong
corruption.
and kill you.
I can teach you to be strong.
Then you prepare your own execution blade, fool. Also, I heard what you did. You throw your weapons into volcanoes. Well, news to you, you dumb fat ape. I'm immune to fire.
Oh well, I mean, in a volcano, there's more than just fire.
It crosses its arms and turns away from you. It looks at Anastasia and it narrows its eyes.
What are you looking at?
I'm gonna say to Phil,
Yeah,
is it
just-
immune to
and just
water?
fumbles.
We could dump it in the ocean.
I don't want to dump it in the ocean. I don't want to be mean to it.
I mean, my nanny suggested occasionally that my brother's mouth be washed out with soap, we can try that. I don't really understand how it works, but she seemed very serious about it.
It might help if we stop calling it and actually ask him his name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Cyver.
I am Cyver the Brass, and you should know that name. For when you wake in the night, Hypatia of Mitros, and all your snakes are bloody stumps upon your ugly, misshapen head, you should know who did that to you. It was me. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be me.
All right. Get this soap thing you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not good with kids. I don't. Is that cute? Am I supposed to laugh? I don't know.
Pyra just looks at the thing. Her face is like just a mask of disappointment and sorrow.
Cypher, you want to come with me to get something to eat?
His stomach growls like emptily and greedily, and he says,
as long as it gets me away from the stink of these murderers. I am safe with you. You are completely inept in combat.
Right.
Don't worry. If a small dinosaur scares you, I will kill it.
Then it's a good thing you're here.
all right. They wander off to find something to eat. The dragon has obviously worn itself out. Not so much talking. The creature honestly talks in its sleep. It talks that much. It really never shuts up. But it's physically exhausted from constantly fighting and trying to kill everything. There's just a rage inside of it. Just a thirst for violence. As you watch, Reset, you feel the chill of the egg in your hand.
Just gonna like pat it, rub it.
Well, I mean, you send it off. We're not gonna be able to take it to the Fates.
If Csyris can keep him under control, then it should be okay.
And if he doesn't want to deal with it, I'll give it some tough love. I got quite a bit of rope.
You notice, Philippus, your father has not turned back around after turning away from the Oracle and staring out at the ocean. The Caledonian says, then I will gather the rest of the items you wish returned to Vulcan. I should be able to return in roughly 5 to 8 days.
Alrighty.
At least while you are in the Cerulean Sea. Alright, and so she starts like the Transformers music, like roll out kind of shit, and she turns back into Pelican and flies off. Alright. So, that happens. Within about, this is a very eventful afternoon, within about 5 minutes or so of that happening, a winged form very quickly descends from the skies and lands in the crow's nest, and then sort of swoops down to land on the deck of your ship. So, hold on a sec. All right. It is a medium-sized creature, maybe like 6 feet tall. Horns, bat wings, long pointy ears. Kind of emo goth makeup situation. Dark black plate armor. In the style that is more similar to what Astraeus likes and the older Dragonlords. It does not have a Thylean look to it at all. There are some skull motifs as well. You know that this person definitely shops at the same edgelord shops as Caden X and, you know, other edgelords like that. As she descends down to the deck, her shadow falls over Pythor, and Kyra looks terrified, as does Versi, who backs away quickly. The bat-winged woman says, Pythor, I am here because you broke the oath of peace. Get your affairs in order and let's go. And Kyra's eyes just go wide. She starts swallowing hard, and she turns to Pythor. She says, what did you do? What did you do now? What did you do? You made it 500 years. What did you do? And Pythor, his jaw is set, but Phil, at this closeness, you could tell your father is actually physically shaking.
What is this?
The creature kind of cocks her head, sort of like taking you in, and then her gaze sort of sweeps across all of you. And then Kyra says, That's Megara. She's the boss of the Furies.
I was gonna, if you would allow, Anastasia gonna say the same thing. If they
Oh, yeah.
at the same time. That's from the story. I think it's a story.
Megara lets out a long sigh. Says, "Look, I gave you like 3 days to, sort out your stuff, but the rules are the rules."
What happened?
What happened? He pushed a shrine of Sidon into a volcano.
No, he pushed a turtle shell. I pushed the shrine.
Uh-huh. Look, I'm not on anybody's side here, kid. I'm just here to do my job. It's very specific. The gods can do what they will to the mortals, but not to each other. They swore peace. This is a direct attack against Sidon's property and his presence amongst these people.
Would
In
it
500 years, he has never directly attacked a place of worship of the five gods.
He didn't even know it was in there. He just saw me pushing. He didn't directly attack anything.
I would bring out some legalese that I had learned at the academy to help Phil with that.
Okay. And that is?
That the intent of the crime matters. If one did not intend to commit a crime, and there was no reason to suspect one would be committing a crime, certainly it is a lesser offense, if even an offense.
He looks over at you, very, very bored, and says, uh-huh. Well, why don't we let Pythor explain what happened? Since Pythor is the one who is about to be dragged to a prison in the underworld for the rest of eternity. I mean, you trust Pythor to defend himself, don't you?
I'm gonna start scribbling some quick flashcards for Pythor.
Pythor turns and says to Megara, the oath is nearly finished. This is my boy. And he needs me right now. And I need him. Just let my fate play out. For 500 years, I managed to avoid stepping out of line, while those damn titans danced across it.
Idon did directly attack me, if that helps. He killed me, in fact, murdered me. And I'm one of the chosen. He's definitely not supposed to do that.
She looks over at you, and she just sort of smirks at you, and she says, I actually had that in my notes that you were going to bring up the lightning bolt incident. The oath is between the titans and the gods. So I guess my advice to you is maybe don't stand outside during a storm next time.
You know, out of character, you could try to bring up the point that Sidon, that he was the king of an entire city, and Sidon had a temple in his city. That can be seen as a direct conflict.
Except the oath states that the Titans will receive their due in the same way that the Five would, which is why there was that whole issue with the sacrifice and Nora, and why there's temples.
Wait.
Yeah.
If they can't help us, how come Sidon can hurt us and attack us?
She kind of stares over at you, Hypatia, and she says, I really thought you could do better than this. You just sound like a child mewling on the playground. Respect yourself.
Well,
They're acting like children. I was driven to it.
She rolls her eyes, and you could tell in that moment that she is so tired of the Titans and the Five Gods and this assignment that it physically hurts her. She's taking psychic damage right now, having to even do this.
Look, I've been returning Sidon's goods, the symbols and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've earned ourselves a little bit of leeway. It may not have been water, but it was a liquid. Like, how do I know that doesn't go to him too? It's not his fault.
So, let me understand this correctly, Philippocles, son of Python. Your father had no idea that what he was doing was deliberately sacrilegious against Sidon?
Yep, that's as far as I understand it. He saw me pushing a shell.
You would swear those words to me aloud right now.
Phil's got like a 19 intelligence.
Okay.
He never ever at any point was like, Dad, come help me destroy this statue of Sidon.
Right.
He was just pushing to Phil's knowledge.
Yeah.
He was just pushing the shell.
He saw you needed help, and he just came to help. Oh, you got your wheelbarrow stuck. Let me help you out. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I swear that I had no knowledge that he had knowledge of this shell. He was just pushing it. I was pushing, and he came and pushed. I didn't tell him what it was. I don't even think he knew. And that's a good man. These Titans cause you trouble. He's trying to stop that.
I am only the barest, smallest fraction of a measurement of an amount curious. But perhaps you could answer this question for me. Do you love your father? Even though he abandoned you?
Yeah.
Even though his selfish actions led to so much pain and suffering for you and your siblings, your mothers and stepmothers you never met. This creature, she kind of looks over your shoulder at Pythor, is a disaster. But you would stand before me, an agent of law. And the way she says law, the L has a capital letter. And tell me that he had no idea what he was doing? That is the depth of your love for him? That you would risk your own soul for him?
It is.
Oh, okay. Works for me. Pythor, don't fuck up again. And she flies away.
I'll go around to Pythor and give him a big hug like he gives me.
Yeah, he's shaking. Kyra comes in on the hug, she's shaking. Versi looks so shook right now. The rest of you, I guess, don't know how bad that could have been, so maybe you're not shook. Those of you who do know how bad it is, it could have been really bad.
Hypatia's too busy being very annoyed.
She was really hot.
Versi looks over at you, but Crevice gives you a thumbs up. And she's got two sisters, too.
Yeah, look, when I do shit, don't risk anything.
I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of being idle and doing nothing.
I am the conduit. I will do for you.
You know, Kyra, I love Mom. I love her a lot. But I feel like when she and the others, when they got this pact written up, they did a real shit job. I'm just gonna say it. And she looks kind of weary, and she says, "We did the best with what we had, okay? And everyone's here, and it's almost over. And we're gonna make it right."
And we read this pact, because I feel like there's some stuff in there we should probably know about.
Versi kind of shakes from her fear a bit and chuckles. Hypatia, you know, obviously from your education, that this document is not it is not something that a mortal could read. It would burn out their eyes. They would die instantly. This is if there even is such a document. This is a pact between extraplanar beings that is on a whole nother tier. Yeah, scholars have gone crazy trying to discern the actual writings. And you do recall that a ghost on this very ship was pursuing that knowledge. And when Astraeus tried to read his work, he nearly went insane.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they didn't take you away. I would have tried to stop her.
Oh, no, boy. She alone is too strong even for the Titans. She's not a creature so much as the manifest will of the universe.
Stories say that the agents of fate.
Kyra like shakes her head. Just, no, they're even above the fates. They know the rules and they keep the rules. And that's all they do. But they don't.
Who wrote the rules?
Who made the stars? I don't know. Who made us? You know, I guess my mom, but with her vagina and their reproductive system, I guess. But you know what I mean. Like who makes anything? I don't know.
So, is there any way we could trick Sidon or Thylea into breaking the pact?
Nah.
I
They've been doing
mean,
this too long.
Yeah, that was my strat for about 200 years, was to try to get them to slip up, but it didn't really work out too well. It's a lot of disguises, a lot of hijinks, a lot of dying, So, not that the Titans ever killed me, but maybe some of my disguises weren't very safe. I don't know. Anyways, still, that was crazy. She could have taken you in his place. I was worried that's where she was going with that.
And Thylea still has their god of war.
She kind of pulls you into another hug, as does Pythor. And Versi just kind of shakes her head. That was reckless. That was very reckless. But perhaps that is the sort of recklessness that we need. I don't know. I have said my piece. If you need me, I will be in my cabin. And she kind of heads off. All right. So, with all of that settled, or not, the question now is, how do each of you spend your downtime? Cyrus, what are your vague goals for the week of downtime? Keeping in mind that it's like only 7 days, and you're also trading, so there's really only secondary activities available. Like, is there any particular things that you're trying to do in addition to leveling? Is there any cool thing that you're doing to level? That sort of stuff.
I'm actually gonna work on keeping Cypher distracted, and actually trying to train with him to train the precision of my telepathy and such.
You find that 2 things seem to work with him. Keeping him away from Philippocles and the others, and listening to him, because he never stops talking.
I'll stop bothering others. I'll let them talk telepathically to me, so you won't have to talk aloud. Give others some silence.
It's real bad. It's a long week. So, and you combine that with sort of the curiosity of like a very advanced toddler, and he goes on. Well, you know what? Actually, you're probably used to all this because Hypatia. But he goes on at length about his theories about how ants came up with their society, and what it's like to be an ant, and stuff like that. Like, he gets anything that catches his attention. The unfortunate part is you can kind of see that corruption kind of going through, because what starts as like a sort of innocent, like, oh yeah, it's just like this, very quickly sort of turns into and that's why I'm going to burn them to the ground, kind of thing. It always seems to circle back around to fight, to kill, to violence.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll even try to use I'll try to do the mage hand trick, give him like a floating target to hit, so he can get off some of his aggression.
He does like fighting, almost as much as he likes talking. And I mean, he's just really mean. Like, I hope you have a hard candy shell, because he's a real asshole.
Oh, mercenary work, I'm assuming I would.
Okay. I will say that it is troubling to be around a creature that is so similar in many ways to the creature that took everything from you, but it is showing a lot of growth. Hold on, I got a very threatening private message.
Uh-oh.
So I was just trying to establish some ongoing NPC rivalry. Oh god. So yeah, he as long as you keep him away from everybody else, the week should be mostly uneventful. And he doesn't try to run away, which is interesting. Because there's the first couple of nights where you guys are essentially roughing it in the jungle. You kind of assume that he would run away. So it was very like light sleeper kind of deal. But he generally burns out all of his energy practicing and training during the day and talking, and then he just talks himself to sleep. It could be a survival instinct, like he knows he ain't gonna make it on this island, like a pterodon's gonna eat him, or any other number of dinosaurs are gonna eat him. So there's definitely maybe a survival instinct there that's keeping him from running away. But yeah, you do keep him out of everybody else's hair at the expense of your own sanity, possibly.
Yeah. It's good thing I'm resistant to psychic damage.
Fair. Okay. Hypatia, what does your week of downtime and training look like?
As soon as I have some free time, I would head back to the ship, grab Chandra's, and go down to the part of the flame area and just take all the notes. Lots of researching and studying, the one eye that is there, trying to, kind of, I might even try and pull like a Bruce Banner, see if I could detect the certain kind of magical energy coming off of that.
Oh, okay.
So
use your keen mind on the lock and key situation to have a better idea, because raw, all magic has colored auras that it gives off. Yeah, okay. I am down for that. I'm down for that. All right. He trains alongside you. You have determined that he is a warlock, intelligence-based warlock. But he does not talk about his patron. So
I wouldn't really ask.
Right. But yeah, as an intelligence-based warlock, it's a lot of overlap with wizard, but obviously way better because they only. Anna can't hear this right now, but they only get 2 spell slots. You know what I'm saying? So, it's pretty bad. Okay. But yeah, he is happy to be off the boats. He is fascinated by the island and its people, and the salamanders. And he takes great interest in the prison and your retelling of what transpired.
I would also try and dissect some dinosaurs, for that little polymorph spell. Bye.
You are confident by the end of the week that you understand the dinosaurs that you have encountered on this island, so you can add them to your repertoire.
I am gonna need to know if the Academy has a zoo.
Oof.
Whether that zoo has fun things with it, like giant apes.
The Academy would maintain a menagerie of sorts, which they would, of course, occasionally loan out to the to the Colosseum. So there is a chance at any given time that there's going to be unusual creatures there to study. It would require a return trip to Mitros, but as far as like, have you seen them before in your lifetime kind of thing, for ease of play, I would say with the crazy shit that you fought in the arena, a giant ape would probably be something that at one time you may have seen. Yeah.
Okay.
Rarer stuff like these dinosaurs and some of the more unusual types of beasts, not so much. But giant sharks and rhinoceri, elephants. Elephants are native to the mainland, so you've seen those. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff you've seen.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
That's about it.
Okay. Philippicles, what is your week of downtime and training look like?
Yeah, Phil has learned that he needs to be more ready. Always.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
he's gonna commission people, like as many people as he can, to just try and sneak up on him
Trying to surprise you.
and try and get the jump on me.
Newly
And-
restored Kyra and her 30 dexterity take you up on this, and it is a miserable week. It is a miserable week of jump scares, pranks, and more jump scares. Yeah.
By the end of it, I'm no longer surprised. I'm never surprised, and I'm always ready to go.
All right. Much to her disappointment, by the end of the week, you have gained that ability to no longer be surprised. And she thinks back on the week of your terrified screams and holds it close to her heart and her memory. So,
I do too.
yeah. All right. During that time, you are also gifted by the Queen of the Lizard Folk a weapon. I guess we could stay on this map, or we could go over to the village. I don't really know. But basically, in sort of a not so much a ceremony, but definitely wants to make sure that your tribe and her tribe see that she's giving you this gift. She approaches you with her entourage, riding on her trihorn behemoth. She hops off. She takes from the saddlebags a big stone and bone axe. And it looks like this. Let's see. Here we go.
Oh wow.
And she says,
It was pointed out to me that you dropped your axe in the volcano.
Deliberately, yes.
I thought it was clumsiness, but I have been informed that the weapon contained an evil spirit that was trying to possess you, and you took control of the situation in a decisive manner.
Kind of, yeah. Something like that. I had
Ah.
destroyed.
In my younger days, when I felt the killing bloodlust upon me before I was called to serve as leader for my people, I would wield this weapon in battle. I no longer need it myself, and rather than have my children fight for it, I would like to see it go with you, out into the world, to make trouble for the Storm Lord. This weapon is called Stone and Bone, because that is what I have crafted it from.
It looks very capable.
okay. She hands it to you.
I feel we'll kind of like get a feel for it.
Yeah, it is a
Swings.
great axe. It does require attunement because it is magical.
Oh. take off my spectacles and give it a whirl.
Okay. Let's see. This Great Axe +1 requires attunement to unlock its full potential. Alright. It has 3 abilities that are all based on rage. While raging, quiet your anger. While raging, you can use this weapon to deal 3d10 extra force damage after successfully hitting a target, which is Jeremy Crawford wording for this damage doesn't get doubled for critical hits. But doing so ends your rage. Primal Savagery. If you rage while wielding this weapon, you may take the best of 3 d20s when attacking recklessly. However, enemies may take the best of 3 when attacking you. That's spicy. Yeah. And then finally, Hunter's Instinct. While raging and wielding this weapon, you ignore difficult terrain and have advantage to saving throws against charm effects.
Awesome.
Alright, so you should find that item in the loots folder on the items tab.
Talk about the perfect weapon for you.
It's a scary weapon. 3d20s at me too? Oh man. But that's pretty exciting.
Let's say you don't have to use it all every time though. You could choose to do it.
Yeah, you could do a normal reckless, or you could do an extreme reckless. Or just not be reckless at all. You know, whatever needs to be done. So, all right. All right, Anastasia. What does your level up situation look like? I think you had mentioned that you sent some letters to a secret admirer.
Yeah, those are done.
/ pen pal, yeah. And you were going to go on a tour of the island?
Yeah, and then I guess I'll invite Hypatia too. She wants to see all the animals.
Okay.
So I asked her to give us a tour.
Yeah. Like 2 British women visiting colonial India. You guys get on your howdah on the back of a tri-horn behemoth with like your mosquito netting. And the natives take you around the island as you eat beef jerky, salted fish, caviar, and sweet dates.
With our
and
boxes. And we get
yeah, exactly. and you go on dinosaur safari. Dinosaur safari.
And I talk my ears off anyone, any animal that doesn't run away from me.
And I dissect a few. I mean.
They have plenty. Like the hunters have, like they could let you have some of the kills if that, so you don't kill the ones that Anastasia's talking to.
Yeah, I definitely. But yeah, I do that, and then at some point I take soul and I ask the salamanders if I can meditate close to the hardest point as I can in the volcano.
So that's a thing. Hold on. All right. That could be a whole thing. Do you go there by yourself or do you go there with others?
I think I would go there by myself.
Oh snap. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Oh no, it's the wrong map. Don't look. It's a disaster. Don't look at it. Close your eyes.
We don't know until
It's all black.
Okay. I'm surprised that map loaded, honestly. Hey, I must have done a good job of cleaning up the server. Cool. Are things moving a little bit nicer?
Yeah.
Than,
It's moving very smoothly.
Lightning.
Okay. It was very much like trying to outrun another ship and you're throwing your cargo off the side to gain speed. It felt terrible, but I am glad that things are working better. All right, so inside the fire temple, okay, and you bring Soul with you.
Yeah.
All right. Oh man. Okay. You guys could totes keep your biddies there for viewing purposes, but we'll assume that this is happening all by yourself. Okay. Let's see. Trying to find the music for this. I know you're in here somewhere. Okay, I think it's this one. All right. All right. So, yeah, the salamanders see you, and they see Soul, and they take a great interest in you and Soul, and they become very, very sweet and very, very welcoming as they kind of listen that you want to get closer to the Heart of Flame. They let you go. They bring you in. Like a spider inviting a fly over for tea. Like they're way into it. All right. I'll just throw the rest of you in the lava over here. There we go. Those of you that went with you. Hypatia, I don't even think you got to see this map because you were out. Let me drag one on there for you. Oop.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I have not seen this.
And Cyrus.
This is where you were studying.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the prison and the gemstone. So yeah, it's good that we came over to this map because it occurs to me just now that you didn't get to see this map. All right, so I brought 2 Hypatias out. Not bad. All right. The salamander noble who runs the place. She watches you closely and says to you in Draconic, which I think you speak.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. She says, "What an interesting bird you have."
Yes, she's been with me for a while now.
Soul looks at the salamander and looks at you and kind of hides in your hair a little bit. And the salamanders kind of, circle a little bit, slithering about. And she reaches out a long, slender hand, a clawed finger, kind of reaching for Soul.
I don't believe we've been properly acquainted. What is your name?
My name?
Yes. I've met only one other of your kind before.
I am called Nisa. Your bird is sick. Stunted. Is there a reason you have taken such poor care of it?
I try to do the best I can. I don't know very much about them other than...
Sometimes, if you really love something, you have to make a sacrifice and do what's best for it, even if it's painful for you. We are children of the plane of fire. We could help your little bird. In exchange, I could grant you just about any creature you could imagine to replace it. Particularly if it's one of fire.
I don't think anything could replace her. That would be efficient.
She's in pain. She's stunted. At least allow us to examine her. I assure you, nothing we can do will hurt her.
I guess I'd like to roll an insight check, but honestly, it's going to come down to whether Soul is comfortable going. If not, then the answer is no.
You being linked with Soul, sense a desperation to know, to understand what is happening.
Like right this moment, or why?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, right now. Like as she is kind of hiding in your hair and feathers, you can feel this. That she is scared, but she desperately wants to understand what is being like.
What is she wrong?
Yeah. What is wrong with me? Essentially, she wants to know like what is wrong with her.
Yeah. Oh boy.
The salamanders just sort of bask in the heat, barely moving, watching you. They are long-lived creatures. They have no problem just waiting out your response. Do you fear us? Is that the problem, little bird? If you are what I think you are, you have nothing to fear.
Yeah, okay. If Soul's okay with it. Yeah, I will, I'll let her look for a second.
Okay. The creature has has not pulled back its extended hand with long spooky fingernail. She just sort of has it like basically right pointed at Soul. Like you could lash out and bite this creature's finger. It's so close to you.
Do I remember Emru ever being this interested in Soul? Because he's the one that first told me about her.
Actually, Emru told you something very, very important about this exact situation.
I do remember now. I am remembering, and the answer is now no. I remember. My human brain. I'm afraid not.
Immediately Nisa's face displays tremendous frustration and anger. You would just force this creature to live in ignorance? Not knowing its potential, not knowing for sure what it is, what it's capable of?
When the time is right, we will find it. But I feel that it is not now.
You are a cruel master, I see. That cruelty is commendable. Better to have it live in ignorance as your thrall than risk the freedom of knowledge.
We are partners.
Oh, so you say? What partner would deny the other the truth of who they are? Are we not allies, Anastasia? Have we not agreed to work together to free the Heart of Flame. And yet, you do not trust me.
I'm sorry to have upset you. Get myself out.
Yes. Take your bird and leave. All right. It's like everybody back to the boat then. Okay.
That I remember that. Oh my gosh. Well, if I don't go in the fire temple, I will go on the outside in the lizard's village and still stay close to the fire and kind of meditate there then.
Okay. All right. You feel at peace meditating on the spirit that dwells within the mountain, the Heart of Flame. There is a familiarity there. It reminds you both of Soul and of Kyra in almost equal measures. Having never met this creature or woman before, to the best of your knowledge, there is a weird, comforting familiarity to it and its presence.
Soul will probably like it.
Soul continuously looks over at the entrance to the fire temple, sort of curiously and also nervously. But beyond that, she is very happy to be at the volcano. There are a couple times where she, like a little duck, warms her butt by swimming on the top of the lava, waddles around on the caldera like a baby penguin falling through the ice. She falls through the caldera. You think that she's dead. She pops back up. That whole thing.
I do my best to apologize, but she was correct. I do not trust her, and when the time comes, we will find out how to help you. I reassure her.
Soul lets you know empathically that she understands. Soul also is very curious about the creature of golden flames that Cyrus described, and does sort of bring that up to you during your meditations.
Sounds like a dragon. Although Hypatia assures me that it was just a meteorite. Or an alien. At one time.
Alright.
Cool.
Okay. Resets. What do you do during your downtime? What's your level up routine? What are you trying to get done?
She's focusing on. So for this level, she's focusing more on prayer and meditation.
Okay.
So she's staying with the egg, staying close to it, kind of basically emptying her mind, just breathing, meditating, being still, and also praying maybe 3 times a day. And just trying to form a deeper connection with her prayers.
Who is she praying to?
There's only one person she prays to.
Narcissus, the god of beauty, patron of all regions.
Yeah.
No, but is that who you pray to, or?
No, she's praying to Vials.
Oh, okay. On one of your prayers, you hear the line pick up, And Valence is like, Reset?
She's very spooked out because Estrella says they never talk to you.
What's up?
Hello?
Hey, how did you get this line?
What's going on? I was just I was doing what Estrella told me to.
What did he tell you to do?
Just praying.
Oh. To me?
Oh, well, you know, I was trying to tell you what happened at Fire Island.
Oh, wow. Gosh, you know, I hear every prayer that is uttered. Actually, I even pick up prayers for Kira and Pythor. You know how they are. But it's a little embarrassing. You kind of caught me at like a bad time.
I actually didn't. I didn't think you would.
I'm actually taking a huge dump right now. Real big. Just it's wrecking my body. It's such a big dump that I'm taking.
I'm
Reset,
sorry.
with your supernatural training, you hear from nearby bush a man and woman stickering.
Oh, my insight or my hearing?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna turn to the bush all of a sudden and say,
Oh, don't look over there. Focus on my voice. I can still talk to you while I'm cutting turds. It's fine.
I'm really confused.
Faith does that to people.
Isn't this like
I love paying taxes.
Oh, okay. That's
And
odd information.
yes, because I am the goddess of wisdom. Yep.
You know, Asturias told me he needed to train long and hard.
Oh,
before
you're
you could
way better than Astraeus. That guy with his stupid purple dome or whatever, I don't even know where he gets that magic from. Probably from Lutheria, because I'm not granting it. Yep. Honestly, if you really want to impress me, you should push Astraeus off the boat.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, I was so close to pushing him off the volcano the other day.
Oof. Gosh, too soon on that joke, too soon. But still, not a bad idea. Your heart's in the right place. If you still aspire to be my champion, these are the kind of things you need to... Hold on. Okay, yeah, these are the kind of things that you need to do.
At this point, I'm slowly moving a little closer to the bush, but I'm not looking at it.
Yeah. You just hear from the bush like, oh my god, what do you mean the poop sound? Oh my god. And then you hear shh.
Are you okay there? Should I leave you alone?
Well, you know, it's been real nice listening to your prayers. Why don't you give me another 45 minutes and then pray back?
Hiya! She does a vaulting strike into the
Oh,
bush.
damn. That actually hits Kyra's armor class. You deal 7 points of damage to her, and she dies.
Well, no, I wasn't using the... I wasn't gonna pierce. I was just gonna jump into the bush. And maybe it's... Yeah.
Yeah, you deliver a swift bonk to the noggin and grab her by the ear, and she says, "Oh, Reset! Wow! We were looking for dinosaurs." And she looks at Pythor, and he stands up to his full, 7 feet, and he's like, Yep, dinosaurs. That's why we were in this bush near where you were, because we saw dinosaur tracks on the ground.
Oh, really?
They're everywhere. Well, we should go. Then he starts to leave. Kyra starts
I stare at Kyra.
Yes.
Just like in my token.
Okay. Oh man, that's a rough stare. Okay. I don't know if she's got anything in the bank to deal with that. She's like, you wouldn't stare at somebody with official... Whoops, hold on. You wouldn't stare at anybody with official art, would you?
She continues to stare, and she pulls out a berry from her pocket and says, would you like a berry, Kyra?
I don't know. Is it a dingleberry?
It could be any berry you'd like.
I think I'll pass.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good. You could just let go of my ear, and I'll just keep looking for dinosaurs. I saw you were up to something. I thought maybe you were reading your 20 Squares for Dummies book or whatever. Yeah, I'll just, I'll be on my way. It's fine.
Actually, now that you've mentioned it, Kyra, did I tell you about the time where I lost to Sidon in 20 Squares?
I think you did. All those memories came back all at once, and I just have so much energy and exuberance. I'm just trying to process it all, It's like a lot of data coming in, and I'm just trying my best.
I've also lost to Vulcan, your father.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's pretty smart. Yep.
I feel like the gods...
Didn't you beat my brother,
Titans...
though? You definitely beat my brother, right?
No. I haven't won against any gods yet.
Wow. Gosh. That's rough. Oh, well. Gotta get back to dinosaur hunting.
Oh, Kyra?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you have a seat?
Will you release my ear if I do?
Only if you play.
I'm very fond of having ears. I would miss them greatly when they're gone.
3 hours for your ear.
Oh my god. This is the worst game in the whole world. Alright, let's do it. I'm ready. I just want you to know.
The rules?
Yeah, I know the rules. It's the game of the gods, girl. Who do you think you're talking to? Come on. Throw the whatever they are down. Let's do this.
Square.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, wherever you are, Anastasia. Pair up, Reset. And she holds up two
Square.
fingers. Why is it square up? That doesn't make any sense.
Square up.
We use paradise.
You know what? Let's just start.
Okay. I mean, if you think you could take me, I'm just saying, like. Oh, since you challenged me, I get to set the rules, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. You got the versus symbol. Hype. Where'd that versus symbol come from? That was cool. Where'd it go? Alright, so... Since you made the challenge, she's gonna issue the wager. Okay. She says, okay, between us girls, us, kind of sapphic girls, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whoever loses has to immediately tell their crush how they feel.
Deal.
Okay. Alright. And you better not tell her while she's taking a poop. I'm just saying. Alright. Let's see. Alright. 20 squares. I could do this. I mean, even Python knows how to play. How hard could it be? Yeah.
Kyra, that piece goes there.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I know what I'm doing. You don't have to baby me, okay? You probably never even heard about all the victories I've had at 20 squares because the people who lost were so sad they took vows of silence. Okay?
Oh yeah? Why don't you tell me all about it?
I will.
3 hours.
Oh.
You'll have plenty of time.
Trust me, it's gonna take way less than 3 hours to defeat you. Okay? Way less. Alright.
Reset is going to play a very defensive game just to make it last as long as possible.
Okay, sure. Alright.
I'm ready.
She's ready too. What do? I just click this little box here, and then numbers poop out. Okay, easy enough. All right, here we go. You know what? You go first, since you're the challenger. I want to see
Oh my god, I'm done.
Oh.
Wow! Wow! Oh my gosh, Rosette, you're like the worst. You're so bad. Oh my god. Wow. Oh wow. Okay. Oh man, I feel bad. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. I looked into the future and I saw how bad you did, and
I like the duration down there you put in. It's 3
Oh,
hours.
none of
The
well,
details.
to be fair, none of the modifiers were added.
what?
For some
Why were your
reason.
modifiers added?
I don't know. Maybe something changed when the sheet.
Oh, with the character sheets. That sucks. Okay. So what would your final totals have been?
I'm gonna do it now. I'll
Okay.
add them up.
Oof. Reset. You're not gonna be able to show your face around Thylea ever again when I finish beating you, because I'm gonna beat you that bad. I just need you to know that. You know how bad I'm gonna beat you? So bad that the people at Aresia aren't even gonna recognize you. That's so bad I'm gonna beat you. So, just throwing that out there. Okay. Not trying to make you feel bad. Just want you to know that's what's coming for you. So what are the checks we gotta make here? Performance? Okay, here we go. Should be simple enough. Alright, and then I gotta make an insight check. Yeah, that's easy, okay. And history, I've been around a long time. Alright. Deception, expertise, how could I fail that one? Let's see. I actually don't see that on my skill list. Oh, must be an error. Okay, hold on. I'll just roll this charisma check. Yeah, okay. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, and then, what else we got? So much. No wonder it takes so long. Intimidation, persuasion, and perception. Alright. Resets. Within 6.5 minutes, you have defeated your first god at 20 squares. You're not sure how it was possible to win that quickly, but you did.
Okay, look.
Wait, hold on. You get a badge or something, right? Hold on. I think I got something in here. She starts kind of like.
Wait, you have a badge?
Yeah.
Oh,
of course.
well, I'm okay with this then. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Here you go. And covered in pocket lint, she hands you a round metal disc with bumpy edges, a small dent on the surface of it. Strange arcane runes are written on it.
Have I've earned the?
This is the Kyra badge. That says Kyra in koala.
The Chiron badge.
Sure. Yep, that's what it is. Oh, you beat my buns. All right. Well, I'm out of here. See ya. And she immediately runs away.
All right. Does this count as a significant win? All right. I get 2 points. I'll take it.
Okay.
All right. Well, she goes back to praying.
Okay. Fair enough. Do you honor the agreement though in your prayers?
She won though.
Oh dang. Oh no.
So actually, Kyra has to.
But you know she already wandered off, so it's whatever. So it's fine. So, anyways, does anybody else have anything that they
Wait, is
want now?
Kyra breaking the oath created during 20 Squares game? Because I was told
somewhere in Thylea, somebody's looks around. Probably
I'm
not.
just going to.
Probably not worth my time. Probably not worth my time.
I'm just gonna say I'll remember this.
Gara, you didn't tell your.
You know when you when you get that email at work and you're like, no, nobody's gonna fucking do this. Like nobody's. You just immediately put it in the red pile. You're just like, yeah,
nobody's
okay.
gonna do this and nobody's gonna care about it.
Right? Yeah.
Really, I was just there.
All right. So you guys finish your long rest. Now you must decide. What will you do next? I will take you to the wider world. Before that,
I gotta ask if anybody particularly want the spectacles of intellect, because I'm gonna give them to Bullbug if not.
Holy shit! Have you read Flowers for Algernon? I don't know if that's a good idea, man.
I haven't.
Oh, it's about a really It's I don't want to make you sad. I don't want to hurt your heart. But man, it is sad. Like there's a guy and he's got like very low IQ, like Forrest Gump, but like more realistic and sad. And he like signs up for this experimental treatment that makes him like super duper smart. But then it starts to stop working. And then he knows what it's like to be super smart. And then he knows what it's like to lose it. It's just gut-wrenching.
Astreus had wanted them at one point.
Oh yeah, I think he had said he wanted them at one point.
Yeah,
I don't think he can wear that in the crown though. Wasn't that his issue?
Oh yeah, true. The crown doesn't actually do anything good, if we're being honest.
Yeah, the crown.
You honestly,
do anything?
Yeah. You honestly, well, the bond does do something if you could find an appropriate partner to cast the bond on. There are benefits to it, but again, the player's guide is not up to date with how things actually are. Is what I'm saying in that regard. But I will say that until you have a dragon, like that is a viable candidate, there's that's a attunement slot that can be used for something else. It's really like. You, as part of the ritual, you attune to it and then use it, and then immediately unattune to it and put a good piece of equipment in that attunement slot, kind of thing. So, yeah, I don't know, but I mean, Bullbug would definitely take him because anything that Phil had, I mean, he'd like to have it too. But.
I don't know, you're kind of scaring me now.
I mean, going from 8 intelligence to 19 intelligence, that's a lot. That's a big jump. A big jump. As someone with 19 intelligence, while you're still wearing glasses, I feel like you would think that through. But then again, that would be, maybe that's more of a wisdom thing. What say you, Hypatia?
I don't know. I would rather not compete with Bullbug, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Actually, Hypatia.
Oh no!
Actually, Hypatia.
He could be like your little brother now. He can become a wizard, and
You can start multiclassing wizard. No, he couldn't. I don't think he could actually.
you can teach him how to cast spells.
Kyra hears this conversation. She says, "Well, I heard." There was a story once that a group of adventurers gave a pair of glasses like that, or maybe it was a headband. They put it on a bear, and the bear actually became super duper smart and learned to talk and became a wizard.
Should we make a wizard bear?
The bear is on board.
I mean, that's a thing that happens, but I don't know. Awakening animals, I mean, that's kind of a big deal. That's a big commitment. I mean,
We could give him to Crusher.
I mean, do we think
Crusher's
it would help
fine.
with his drinking problem?
Maybe.
He may be smart.
I mean,
We
you went to
already
you went to wizard college with a lot of intelligent people. Most wizards are also alcoholics, so at least that's what the magicians taught me. Great show, excellent book series.
I would bump mine to a +4 instead of a +3.
if you have the slot, I mean, you actually
I don't
wanna-
mechanically,
I don't-
yeah, you would
I don't want to
mechanically
give it
benefit
to
from
an NPC over you if you
Oh,
could
yeah.
benefit from it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Kyra looks over at Crusher and says, "Not yet. Not yet. We're coming for you, Rajonculus. You won't have the only intelligent bear NPC." Oh, sorry. Oh, Anna, hey. I just wanted to say, I'm super duper in love with you. I think you're amazing. Anyways, I hope you had a really good time at Fire Island. So, where are we going next?
Wait, did I miss it? Anna, what happened? What did she say?
I didn't hear it. There was a crash of waves. Happens. There's some seagulls chirping. I didn't.
Oh well. Anyways, yeah. So I'm here for storytelling purposes. Me and Chandris, we're gonna team up. I'll be the heart, and he'll be the brain. You know, like, because I'll tell like a really nice story about the place you want to go, and then he'll give you the actual useful information about it. So, what? Why is everybody acting weird? Let's just keep going. Yeah, jeez. Just keep going.
Now I'll get to put on some fancy shades.
Oh, hey, you know, my dad taught me a few things. I could make those look pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
I get to do the push the glasses up the nose thing.
For sure. I could install a swing on there if you want. The turnaround, I can't guarantee the turnaround, but we could put a little swing on there if you wanted, you know? Toggle on the swing whenever you need to push them up on your nose. I thought about getting Hypatia some glasses for my birthday, but I couldn't afford 43 pairs, so... Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been fair if you.
Yeah.
When Phil sees Cyrus do the push the glasses up thing, he feels a little bit of remorse.
Oh,
Like that
yeah.
used to be me.
As he does, the afternoon sun over the water just catches them, and it goes across the glasses.
No longer gets to say, "Hey DM, I have a 19 intelligence. Solve problems for me."
But Astraeus comes up to you and says, "Hey, don't worry, man," as he bleeds everywhere. "I've got a 16 strength."
Perfect roleplay.
What's
Oh, sorry. "I've got a 16 strength, eh?" There we go. But in all seriousness, where do you guys plan to go?
He's-
We
I'm
hadn't talked
biased,
about
but
that.
I vote Scorpion Island.
Okay.
That seemed to be our next cue.
I have received
Alright,
a message. I received a message from Lariotis. He says if voting is allowed, he will go to Scorpion. He wants to go to Scorpion Island to pursue Dragon Egg corruption. If he was going to be watching the stream anyways, why isn't he here? Whatever.
Yeah, stuff, I guess.
Well, before we decide, all right, we need to. I kind of made a promise to this Titan named Halcyon that I'm gonna do everything I can to free her. Okay. I don't know where to start. Looks at Hypatia.
I mean, I have done research on this thing. Chandris has helped me do research on this thing.
Hey,
Is
I'm still here, guys. Hey, it's me. I'm still. I hope my information was helpful on the island.
It was. You did a great job.
Thanks. Keep going. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Can we brainstorm some ideas of the types of places where we might find this thing?
Well,
We know the salamanders couldn't find it. They have a lot of resources. But maybe it's somewhere cold?
but you Hypatia, you're a great wizard. your resources must outweigh theirs. Is there not some kind of spell you could cast to learn about this thing?
Not that I have access to.
You need a big.
I know what spell he speaks of. It's 5th level though. If you talk about legend
Yeah.
lore. Yeah.
Yeah,
probably
I was-
Legend lore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I
Legend
mean,
lore in this
you know.
campaign. Oh, it's a good spell in this campaign. Fucking everything's legendary. So
Yeah.
that's the caveat of the spell. It has to be legendary. It's like, well, look around. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ship's legendary.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
need
it's a big
time
gem.
to, if you need time to research a spell or something, perhaps
Yeah, I
we
mean,
could satisfy
definitely
other
think we should-
tasks.
we should look along the way. Even the Lotus Witch might know something.
Yeah. All right, I vote
Sounds
Scorpion
like that
Island.
might come as a surprise.
As long as you guys help me
Mhm.
fulfill my promise, I am grateful.
Now, Hypantia, you know that generally otherworldly beings that broker in information, they like to follow what is called the rule of 3. They love things in increments of 3. So, more than likely, you will end up brokering for 3 questions or no questions.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, we have 3 of them. We have 3
You want to
questions.
write them down?
They are, how do I fix my mom? And
Mm,
how do we
mm.
fix the dragons? And where's this rock?
No, well,
That seems very good questions. All right, anyone opposed to Scorpion Island?
Mm-mm.
I'd like to help the other guy.
okay. Cyrus, as they discuss Scorpion Island, you feel drawn to it. In the same manner that you felt drawn to that fishing village that was dealing with that sea hag.
Gotcha. So there may be something there.
You say that aloud to everyone?
Ooh. Do you?
Yeah,
Like, okay.
just kind of say that out loud.
Kind of mysteriously murmur it. Nice. You see Versi kind of splash some water on herself from her flask. So. Because she's, dehydrated, because, whatever. Anyways. Alright, if that is the case, you set sail. Alright.
Dang it, I can't find those glasses in any of the pre-generated items. Oh, headband of intellect. Here we go.
After
Look for the one that
Getting
says
to know-
DAE if there's an option for a DAE one.
Yeah, I'm looking
like,
into the DAE items.
I'm sorry.
Oh, keep going.
No, after getting to know Cyrus on this island and knowing he was sleeping in the crew cabins, he would invite Cyrus to join the bro room.
Oh man, the bro room. Cyrus,
We
there
gotta
is the complication of Cyver. Cyver the Brass. When it is time to leave, he tries to give into that you and he should stay on the island together with your ability to be hit by things and his unstoppable fighting prowess and incredible intellect and charisma and dexterity, good looks, creativity, musical talent. And he goes on for a while.
Sexuality.
You could rule the island. Once those do-gooders have left, the two of you could go and kill the Lizard Queen and take over. He heard about what happened. He's okay with pushing people into volcanoes. He'll help you.
They'll stand behind him, and you can run.
Yeah.
No, I got vengeance with an even greater foe.
Philippocles? Did he wrong you?
No.
Has he wronged me?
No.
The mousy one that is really fast and talks way too much?
No. Unfortunately, this was a dragon. But not like you. This one deserves slaying.
Oh, not like me, so it was weak and ugly.
Actually, it's massive.
Oh, but I mean, size is everything. I mean, look at Philippocles.
But you'll assuredly grow into something just as big.
You know what would accelerate that growth? Becoming king of this island as my birthright decrees it.
This island is small potatoes.
Cyrus,
find something bigger.
Together we could rule this island as two guys whose names start with C.
We can always come back to this, but
I
do you want that big dragon's horn?
Cyrus the I'll be Cyver the Brass, and you can be Cyrus that ass. That's what I heard the mousy lady say when you walked by.
Oh,
Are you all right?
Yes.
Okay.
But you know, the main reason I want to take out that big dragon, it's his horde. We'll be then there for the taking.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? I will accompany you on this quest, and I will slay this dragon for you. And in exchange, once I have slain the dragon, you will slay Philippocles. And bring me his head, and I will mount it to a shield.
We will see what the fates have in store for us.
Because that was really cool when they put Jankor's head on that shield. So, yeah, that lady understands. She understands what it's about.
I promise you'll see other cool things coming with us. More than you would ever see on this puny island. This is small compared to the big land.
Okay.
You'll get to see the big ones.
All right.
Plus, you'd be stuck here with a bunch of lizard folk. Come on, man.
Hey, I'd be the king within like 3 days.
You would, but then you'd get bored. So bored.
They're very bad at conversation. They're very bad. They don't understand any of the complexities of language.
Exactly. You know, there's a whole school of scholars you could debate with for hours on end. In the city of Mitros. I mean, it's where Hypatia's from. You know how she's always talking about stuff. That's a whole school of them. You could debate all of them.
Hypatia is the one with the snakes on her head, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I want you to talk to her. I need her to start wearing a hat. I feel like it's too taunting to have delicious snakes just waving around out in the open like that. It pulls at my primal urges, you know? Like, I shouldn't have to deal with that distraction. So, can you tell her to maybe put like a shawl or something? Like a wrap around her head?
I'll see what I can do. Can't promise anything. I'll see what I can do.
I mean, because, you know, dragons gonna be dragons, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but Medusas will be Medusas. And you don't want to turn to stone.
Can't control some of these urges. That's all I'm saying. Can't control some of these urges. Just, you know, if a couple snakes get eaten. You know,
just remember, you don't want to look at her.
Baby.
You don't want to look at her. She'll turn you to stone.
What? That's not a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I will make it a thing.
Wait, it's a thing? She can turn people to stone? And you guys just hang out with her?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're asking me to do. You want me to pluck out her eyes while she sleeps. I could do that for you.
Nope. I want you to be cautious of her. Don't try to look at her. You look at her too long, boom, turn to stone.
That blue guy looks at her all the time. He doesn't turn to stone.
Yeah, they have a deal.
Oh. So I can make a deal with her to turn Philippocles into stone.
Maybe. You have to talk to her about it. You have to convince her. Turn on that charm.
Yeah. Okay, but still ask her about the hat, because it's really inappropriate to just have those tasty snakes just wave it out in my face all the time. I'm not trying to tell her how to dress or live her life, but
modesty would be appreciated. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Right. But in the meantime, we'll see about getting you a room to stay in. How about that?
My own room?
I'll talk and see what I can do. But if it's your own room, you can't burn it down, because then you're ruining your own stuff.
That's a good point. Yeah. All right. You're a good henchman. I will let you handle the details.
All right.
Okay. Do you handle the details?
I will come to the party and try to ask them if we could use one of the rooms. Convinced him that if the room would be his, so he won't burn it down, because it's his. Stops him from burning it on the boat. I'll stay in there with him just to make sure it's all copacetic.
Wait, so you want to give that little shit a room? His own room? When he's a little
We could
shit?
give him the
You know, he's
what's that
trying to
place
kill me
called?
all the time.
Yeah, but he won't want to leave his room, because it's his.
Yeah, put some lepta on the ground. Maybe he'll...
I'm
The
telling
bilge?
you.
That would be a good room.
No, not the bilge. I was thinking of the the other
Yeah,
room.
you can't put a little baby in the bilge. What are you thinking, Reset? Come on now. Kyra shakes her head at you.
What? No, I was thinking.
You know
of
what?
putting
You know
her
what
in
winds up in the bilge? Turds. That's what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a little turd.
No, he's working through some issues. Okay. I think we could all relate.
Dad.
How does... just out of curiosity, how does Philippithres and him get along? How do they react together?
I mean, I don't want to break the news to you, but since Philippithres is a fiend, they get along really well because they're both really evil.
Well, I'm training him to be
They're
good.
adorable.
What about all
I-
that work I'm
I
putting in?
I know you are, and that's why he hasn't killed any sailors yet. But I mean, you know,
Baby Deathwing is still Baby Deathwing.
in this setting, the Cerberus were created by Lutheria. I mean, they are not nice. They are very mean. But you know, you've showed him trust and love, Pokemon, etc., and I think there's like an 85% chance that he's never going to turn on you and try to kill you.
I like this up.
Yeah. I think if you died, pretty good chance at least one of the heads wouldn't want to eat your body, out of respect.
It's not
Yeah.
very doggo-like.
So it's a little cat-like. Cat'll eat you. So they're very practical. Very practical. Yeah, but no, they both deal fire damage. Honestly, pitting them against each other would not in like a Michael Vick way, but like as a sparring partner kind of way, might not be a bad idea because since they highly unlikely to kill each other. Roughly the same size now, both medium creatures.
When we're out to sea, we'll have little matches.
Okay.
See which one can get the best of the other.
Okay. That strategy is strong. If you trick this creature essentially into thinking that it has its own room because it is so important and so special, it will more than likely stay in its room and take good care of the room because dragons take good care of their layers. So it's pretty smart. It's a pretty smart strategy. It's a pretty smart strategy.
Class is working already.
Any opposition to giving this little bastard dragon its own room? I mean, technically, Cyrus would be in there too, so you know it's kind of like a PC has a room, but he's more like a prisoner of this creature in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right. So you guys are gonna set sail. All right. Let's see what happens. Okay. We'll roll that sweet D hundy. Oh, that's rough. Okay. This doesn't really, well, maybe it slows things down. Apparently, you guys picked up a passenger when you were on Fire Island. A leak was reported in the lower decks of the ship. 2 men went down to repair it, and 1 returned, covered in blood. He said that when they walked up to the leaky portion of the wall, it animated and devoured the other man. The survivor fled immediately.
Guess we'll have to check it out.
Okay. Hypatia, based on your prior experience, you believe that this is likely a mimic that has stowed aboard your ship. Probably was after more civilized prey, because they, you know how they do. Maybe wanted to change the scenery. They have a strange alien intelligence, so, it's a little hard to predict why they would do that. But if it is a mimic, and it's on this huge ship, it could be anything. It could be anywhere. Some of these sailors only have like 8 hit points.
Mimic hunt!
Alright. Obviously, combat-wise, you guys are more than well equipped to handle 1 mimic. How would you contribute towards the solution to this problem? Because now the people of the ship are nervous. And I'm going to be honest, there is someone on the boat who is complicating things tremendously. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but they keep making people think that things are mimics that maybe aren't mimics, and the paranoia is so high right now. Some people are going around naked because they don't trust their own clothing.
I will contribute by handing Philippocles a 6-foot pole and telling him to go poke things.
Okay. Phil, do you trust her? Do you take the pole?
Yeah, of course I trust. Yeah.
Okay.
It was the pole.
I'm gonna be like, I might be like, where'd you get this? But
The pole gets shifty
you
eyes.
just carry this around. Do they hand you out one of these when you first show up for wizard school? Your mimic stick.
I laughed.
We'll
He laughed.
have to
Chair
play
laughed.
we'll have to play our signature mystery music as you solve this mystery. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. All right. So you are on the prow with your 6-foot pole.
I was originally just gonna use my hand, so
Oh,
it's a
okay.
good thing she gave it to me.
Man, already missing those glasses, aren't
Alright.
you?
I'm a 12. I knew I could survive.
Okay.
Still, I'll run around with you.
Astraeus contributes with his 8 intelligence score, and he says, is it a mimic, though? And if it is, I'm confident the 5 will protect us, eh? That's how faith works, Reset. And he points at you, Reset, when he says it. As he says that, you see his codpiece detach and then scurry down his leg and run off into the shadows.
I chase after it.
Okay. What is your contribution to this mimic hunt?
Me? I be super very fast and run
Okay,
around the
super
ship,
very fast. All right,
touching everything.
just
Walking up the
okay.
ceilings.
So Phil starts in one place with a 6-foot pole, and you start another place, kung fu chopping everything. And you guys, all right, fair enough.
I'm just whipping the pole like at everything.
Okay. Anastasia, what is your solution? How are you contributing to the solution?
Just be like creeping around like the storage, the story.
As you are, Kyra approaches and says, "Hold on. I think I saw something move."
I'll go wherever she indicates. And I was like,
No, it's on you. It's on you.
on me?
Yeah, shh. You're gonna spook it.
Like, come out and you don't have to. Do you? We can be friends. Okay.
Where did you find these clothes, Anastasia? Are they from a trusted supplier?
Yeah, I wear these all the time.
Are you sure? Are you sure they're the right ones? Do they have your name written in them? On the waistband?
No.
Did you check?
Huh.
It could be digesting you right now. When you moved, I saw your clothes move.
What do you think we should do?
I think the best thing we could do is let's go back to our room, and I'll just gonna take all your clothes, and I'll go check up for mimics. That's what we should do. I mean, it's either me or Bullbug, and you see Bullbug going up to somebody. He's like, "Hey, where did you get those clothes? Because I saw them moving. So you're gonna have to strip it down. Drop those drawers right now." And he looks over at Kyra, and she gives him a thumbs up.
All right, I guess we're preoccupied doing that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, all right. How do you assist Cyrus?
Doing an investigation check.
Okay. All right. Fair. Practical. All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Why don't you
With
like,
my strength
telepathically
score.
ping at stuff? Like talk to the face. Maybe it'll talk to
Oh, try to psychically trick it into revealing itself.
You go,
Okay.
"Hey," and it goes, "What?" I was like, "Oh, damn it!" No one's ever
Yeah, you
tried
just
that.
turn the lights down, and you're like, "It's really dark in here." And the mimic's like,
I have dark vision.
and then you're like, "Gotcha." All right. That's a very good investigation check. Phil, with Hypatia's assistance, you gonna drop me an investigation check with advantage?
Yeah, can I use my strength score since I'm whipping the pole around recklessly?
Sure. The sheet should support the toggling of stats, yeah. Okay, nice. Resets. I'm assuming acrobatics to represent your mad speed run to try and find the mimic.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. I guess teamwork makes the dream work. Because with a 23 thanks to advantage, Hypatia and Philipocles, you guys are the ones who discover the mimic. It was currently disguised as an ore. So an incredible fight broke out where it started slithering around like a snake, trying to wrap around Phil, started biting him on the forehead, whipping him on the butt with the paddle end of the oar. It was a whole thing. Very quickly though, I mean, you guys are like level 7. It's just a mimic. You could put it down. Is the intention to kill or take it alive?
Is it willing to turn into a backpack?
If you bring Cyrus in, I guess he could try to communicate with it.
Do we need
Cyrus.
mimic goo? Is that do we need that for any of our crafting?
Ooh, do I know if
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, I mean, mimics
harvesting a
do
mimic-
have some nice drops. They do have some nice drops. You know, that's the thing.
Alright, I'm gonna say aloud, well, I could cut it up and harvest it.
Oh no. Okay. Let me check if it understands languages. Hold on. Sadly, it does not.
So I can't work for telepathy.
Oh, it has to understand at least one language? Okay, yeah. I mean, it's smart. It just doesn't have a language. So, all right. thinking back, these guys do have some pretty decent drops. So if you would like, I could just give you them sweet mimic drops.
Yeah, if we're not gonna try and befriend it like we do everything else.
Fair enough. This beefy specimen drops 6 rations of mimic meat. It tastes like Elmer's glue. And it also drops 4 vials of mimic adhesive, which is actually pretty dope.
I think I even have some enchanted vials to carry it in.
Okay.
If I do.
Yeah, so basically, vials of mimic adhesive, when poured on a medium or smaller creature, that creature becomes adhesive for 10 minutes. While adhesive, the creature adheres to anything that it touches or that touches it. A medium or smaller creature adhered to the adhesive creature is also grappled by it automatically, DC 13. Adhesive creature also automatically succeeds on climbing checks, as long as it is adhesive. I guess you just roll up and down the wall. Not 100% sure how that works, but...
Sounds so horrible.
I'm definitely gonna steal one of them and then try and glue Cyver to a wall.
Oh man!
I'm gonna do it while he's
Wait,
sleeping.
so I should only add 3 vials?
Sensing that a prank is afoot from the most unlikely person, Kairo's immediately at your side and offers any help and assistance that you need to pull off this prank.
It's very annoying. I would just glue one of his wings to a wall.
Oh, fantastic!
So it's just like, what? And he wakes up.
That's gonna be rough on Cyrus' dead ass though, because he's the one that's gonna have to deal with it. But if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Okay, I'm okay with it too. She casts invisibility on you and her. You guys slip into the room. Baby hasn't developed its blind sight yet. It is curled up in a pile of gold and lepta that it has extorted from the sailors. And it is talking to itself.
Yeah, I'm Cyver the Brass.
Am I in the room?
I'll burn off your face if you don't give me some money right now. And don't think I won't do it, because I will. And you know that guy, Cyrus, he does what I say. So you better...
And he kind of pulls the coins in closer. It's like any scene with Scrooge McDuck when he's sleeping. You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually in the room.
Actually, at this time, Versi has asked you to look at the stars with her.
Okay.
Don't worry, I had Versi ask him to look at the stars.
Wow.
All right, you guys glue him to the fucking wall. And then you run out of the room at super speed, and you hear his angry screams and shrieks from behind you as you guys resume your normal duties. Upstairs, dado meter starts going off. Right as Versi is leaning in for a fish lips kiss, Cyrus, she's kind of she's a shorty. She's a shorty, and you're kind of tall, so she's kind of on her tiptoes, as depicted in this artwork here, And she's looking up at you, ready for that sweet under the stars kiss. Your dado meter goes off. Pythor's dado meter goes off. He might have been watching you guys a little pervy from the other side of the boat. And his dado meter goes off, and you realize baby in danger.
Baby not in danger. I didn't glue his mouth shut.
I think
I thought about it, but I
think
didn't.
Anna would also, if she hears it hits in distress.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, so Pythor, Cyrus, Anastasia, and Versi, you all arrive at the scene of the crime. The baby, unceremoniously upside down, stuck to the wall by its wing and the tip of its tail, is just flailing about. The room is on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Versi begins conjuring water and trying to put out the fire. Pythor looks at you and says, wow, man, you just left your kid alone so you could go on a date? I mean, that's... I'm not the world's best father, but I mean... Just saying. Just saying. Here, I'll get you down, little buddy. And he just sort of like punches a hole in the wall and just kind of like pulls the entire section of wall out. And then he kind of like hands it to Cyrus. Didn't want to hurt him, you know?
Yeah.
The people on the other side of the room, who I think might be Hypatia and Chandris. No, they're in this room right here. So I guess why is Chandris in this room? Did Chandris get his own room? Did he maneuver for that shit?
Yeah, I think he did.
Oh damn! All right, Chandris is just shaking his head as he looks through the hole of the wall. Him and Zamrox, they're just looking at the hole of the wall.
Like a bodiless voice speaks up and is like, it would have worn off in 10 minutes.
Actually, I can detect invisible stuff within 10 feet of me.
No, they got out of there with their super speed.
Okay.
Their super speed.
Well, she said disembodied voice. I didn't know.
Because they got their super speed back because you guys helped restore their divine might, and you know, it's very appreciated. Yeah. Cyver looks up at you, his eyes wide, angry and afraid, and he says,
"There's ghosts on this ship."
Actually, yeah, there are. From what I understand, this whole ship was a ghost ship.
His eyes go wide with terror.
Why didn't you mention this? I hate ghosts.
I thought they all left.
We need to do something. We need to ghost-proof this room. I will not sleep until you ghost-proof this room, Cyrus. Deadass.
All right. I'll see what I can do here. Yeah.
All right. What is your plan for ghost-proofing the room?
I will line it with salt.
Okay.
Perimeter of salt around the room.
Sure.
The old wives' tale to keep away spirits, evil spirits.
Kyra walks by and says, "Oh, Sam and Dean method. Nice. Okay. Good stuff." Gives you a pat on the shoulder. Her hand slightly sticky for some reason.
The wings, so Anna's just kind of flustered with this act of bullying that maybe at one time in a very long time ago, maybe not all sirens are, good-hearted. Maybe she got her wings glued to something.
Oh no!
Yeah, so she's gonna try to help him get unstuck.
Okay. Within 10 minutes, miraculously, the goo has disappeared and he is free. The hole in the wall remains.
How much mimic meat was it again?
6 rations worth. It is chewy, tastes like Elmer's glue.
I'm gonna send it to Bartholo next time.
Nice. All right. In this moment, you have built some trust with your little dragon, because even evil people have fears and appreciate when their servants do a good job. He selects one lepta from the pile, and he hands it to you.
You've earned this today.
Thank you, Cypher.
It's for you. You can put it in your bed.
I'll do so.
Okay. He watches you carefully, memorizing where you placed it, just in case.
Right. So it doesn't actually leave the room. It's just in my bed as opposed to in his pile.
It's just a start to a pretty nice hoard there, young man. You keep this up, who knows?
I'll grin at him and flip one of the platinum pieces.
I like that one. What's that one for?
This one, you'd have to do something really good to earn this one. I mean good.
Like set Philippocles on fire.
Nope.
Like push the robots off the boat.
No, those are both considered evil.
Hide the Cyclops' eyepiece so he can't see or do his work?
How about you have to best flip a threes in 5 combats.
I
Show me
approve.
that you've got your combat prowess up.
Okay. He fights hard. We will let Arn Jesus determine the winner of those events at a later time. All right. Is there any other shenanigans that need to take place on this here boat? The shenanigans boat. Going once, go twice for shenanigans?
If you're just repairing the wall.
Oh, okay. Fair. All right. In that case, it does take 3 days to reach your destination because the day spent trying to find the mimic, calm the crew down, deal with ghosts, that sort of thing. All right. So let me advance the time.
How many days total has it been?
Since you left Mitros? Gosh.
No. Since we left Fire Island. So 3 days?
Oh,
to
3
get to
days.
Scorpion? Okay.
Yep.
Gotta update my downtime.
Oh, truth. All right. Let me take you back to the wider world.
So that's 3 on top of the 7, or
Yeah. It's been 10 days since you liberated the people of Fire Island from themselves.
oh,
So
I'm so close I can taste it.
So each one is a week, right?
Each one is a week.
For like the progress for training.
Oh,
new
for training
skill
a new
people?
skill, a new skill or language is 10. Right, 10 plus or
10
minus your
weeks, right.
10 plus or minus your intelligence modifier. Weeks.
Yeah,
Do
so
the math later.
I just put 70. Yeah,
Right,
Lose,
so,
like,
yeah.
4
Add
weeks
1
taking after
each
your
day.
last one.
Oh no. We'll cut the difference. We'll say that you shaved off like, I don't know, 2 weeks with your glasses or whatever. Well, your glasses only gave you an extra what? 3?
2. Give me an extra +2.
Okay, so we'll
Well-
say that it's shaved off. Give me a D10 and a D6. That's how many days wearing the glasses shaved off of your learning before you went back to above average intelligence. Because it's 5th edition, let's be honest. Most people have an 8 intelligence. So. Okay, not bad. Nice. All right, so you shaved off 15 days with your brain power. So it'd be 7, maybe 10 minus 1 would be 9. 9 times 7, I want to say is 63. 63 minus however much time you had, also minus that 15. Nice. And we thought we wouldn't use word problems in real life. All right. Let's see. Let's get some good beach music here. Nope.
I'd like to say that as a child, I was told that I was not always going to have a calculator. And guess what? I always have a calculator.
I remember fighting with the librarian about learning the Dewey Decimal System. And that lady said to my face, to my 6-year-old face, she said, "You're always going to use the Dewey Decimal System." Okay.
She's a woman.
Lady, I don't
that
even know how to read.
And
in
she has
face.
firm beliefs, okay? A woman of principle.
Yep.
Lives
I
her
do-
life by the Dewey Decimals.
Did Folon
Then along
join
came
our crew?
Google.
Did who?
Did Folon join our crew? Or
Isn't he dead?
What? No? He didn't die.
No, Folon didn't join
his
your
other,
crew.
The other
Yeah.
one turned into a set.
I don't think he
no.
joined the crew, though.
Yeah, no, Folon did not join your crew.
Okay.
Yeah. He had some he had some family business to attend to.
Right. Just
May-
you know, 'cause he-
Maybe you're gonna run into him because he's from this place and he's dealing with family business. Oh yeah. Yeah. Alright, let me see. Get rid of this map. And let's see if I can find the actual map. I got a bunch of invisible maps here. Which one of you is Scorpion Island? There's so many.
We gotta figure out what B team we're gonna take this time.
Ooh, that's true. And I got to get you the lore drop and the info drop for the island too. So,
Do you
let's do
think?
that real quick.
I mean, we're close to time. Do you think we should wait for a race for the lore drop?
Yeah.
He can watch the end of the stream. I'll figure it out. So, unless you're in a hurry to go, we got 8 minutes. I could drop some info on you.
I am not in a hurry to go. No.
All right. Let's see. Scorpion Island. Scorpion Island looks like Africa flipped horizontally with a big dick in the middle. All right. Let's see if I could find that one. Oh, there it is. Right. There we go. This egg out of the way. All right. Get rid of these drawings. Okay. All right. And let me check one more thing. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Open this up. And we'll go to here. All right, navigating the seas. All right, Scorpion Island. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Scorpion Island is represented by the Centaur. So this right here. All right. So let me see if I could lore drop about this Centaur for you. Constellation of the Nymph of the Chariot. Oh man, killing me here. Oh, you know what? I know where it is. There we go. Constellation of the Centaur. All right. Let's see. All right. So, on the last night of your journey there, Kyra gathers everybody together so she could tell you about the constellation of the Centaur and Scorpion Island. All right. So, these two groups of stars are sometimes called the Centaur and the Scorpion. If you look real close, you can see where Bob painted the sky to have this little scorpion, because some people have a lot of trouble actually telling what all these dotted lines and stars do. But you can kind of see there's a little Centaur, there's a Scorpion. So, this is a very old story. A Centaur came across a Scorpion stuck in a puddle of mud. The Scorpion begged for help, but the Centaur was afraid of getting stung. If you've heard this one, just be quiet. And so he trotted away and left her to die. Didn't see that coming. A gust of wind blew a branch into the puddle, and the Scorpion was able to scramble along it and escape. She then followed the Centaur's hoofprints, seeking revenge on the selfish beast that had refused to help her. She found the Centaur sleeping in a shady glen and stung him in the throat. As the lethal venom coursed through his veins, the Centaur thrashed about until one of his hooves landed on the Scorpion, crushing her. "If you hadn't sought revenge, we'd both be alive," the Centaur lamented with his dying breath. "And if you had helped me, I wouldn't have sought revenge," the Scorpion replied. And that's the story of Scorpion Island. And, there's a smattering of applause. Chandras kind of looks at her, and he's like, that is a very popular interpretation of the tale, and I think you did it well, goddess. But I feel like you didn't really provide a lot of useful information, perhaps, with the story. I mean, at all, this time. And she kind of looks at him, and he looks at her. She says, "That's fair. That's fair. All right, take it away. Take it away." And so Chandras kind of looks out at everyone, and he says, "Okay. So, Scorpion Island. Sandy beaches, calm waters. An easy island to approach. This is the training grounds of the Aresian monks." He looks over at Reset, as if Reset is going to confirm this information.
Yeah, sure.
They think it's a big secret, but, I mean, those in the know, we know, so. Also, the reason they go there is to hunt giant scorpions. They're quick and poisonous and deadly, and they grapple you. It's an excellent opportunity for young monks to train in all of the things that monks are known for: quickness, ability to escape from grapples, climbing, jumping, evasion, that sort of thing. So it's... Now, there are some people that feel that this is a bit unethical, because as it turns out, all of the scorpions on the island, for the most part, at least the giant varieties, are descended from cursed centaurs. There's a tribe known as the Scorpion Tribe, and they have lived on the island for centuries. And there used to be an incredible library on the island. It was a forest, actually, and every tree had a book carved or magically etched into the trunk. It was supposedly very beautiful, and the knowledge contained within was said to be beyond even what the Academy has hoarded over the many years. None even recall who made the library or cared for it. When the Centaurs first reached the island, they were looking for a new home, in the same manner that settlers, came to Thylea. They found the island mostly uninhabited, except for a few harpies tribes here and there, and they set about chopping down the forest. Unfortunately for them, none of them being wizards or historians, having no need for written lore, they didn't think twice. But unfortunately for them, the Lotus Witch had heard of this library and arrived to research its great knowledge and found it cut down. She cursed the entire tribe and their bloodline that they would have to perform the most demeaning acts that a centaur ever could, or be turned into scorpions. I imagine she was looking for ideas, and there's a lot of scorpions on the island anyways, and she probably just saw one and just rolled with it, I guess. The curse is that when they come of age, they must bond to a rider. As all of us know, centaurs cannot abide being ridden like horses. They find horses to be abominations, and the whole thing is very taboo. But these centaurs must have riders, or they will turn into scorpions. They are allowed a small window of time, should something happen to their bonded rider, to find a new one, and a small window of time when they first come of age to find a rider. Contrary to what many would tell you, and he looks over at Kyra, they cannot form a centaur by riding each other. They must have a bipedal humanoid companion to ride them. Also, it's ridiculous to think that a centaur could ride another centaur. And Kyra just shrugs at him. So that's a thing. These people value drinking, wrestling, storytelling, and stargazing. And they have come to terms with their situation. Now, I don't want to say anything demeaning about Arisians, but it is said that the centaurs go out of their way to be accommodating to the Arisians, hoping to lure some of them away from their monastic training and traditions, to stay on the island and bond with the centaurs. It's also said that some of the most elite monks in Arisia are actually centaurs that bonded with monks and left the island for Arisia. And he looks coyly at Reset, trying to read her face to see if this guess is correct.
She shrugs.
So, inevitably, when they find out that outsiders on the island, they are going to make contact with you. And they will try to convince some of you to stay on the island and bond with their younger members. Also, very good chance that you're going to run into some Arisian monks. The other thing, not much is known about the Lotus Witch. It's said she's a serpentine being, but she's also described as a cat-like being. Some say that she's a sphinx, some a lamia. Some that she is something altogether different, and she simply assumes different forms to please whatever mood she's in. She is a creature of chaos and mischief, but she is hungry for knowledge and secrets, and she loves to play games. She is, in effect, a god on her island, and no disrespect, of course, meant to the gods who are with us, but she is possessed of tremendous magical power that can bend and shape reality to her whims. She lives in a tower that you can see here, and he points to the tower in the middle of the map. It is surrounded by a field of flowers. You're going to want to be careful there. The flowers have a neurotoxin with unpredictable side effects. We could save some time and just swivel right into this inlet bay. It might save you a lot of walking.
Do we have any business with the people on the island? Or is it just with
the centaurs of the island are known for their battle prowess. The fact that they accept riders and bond with them essentially makes them a 2-for-1 mounted cavalry. Talking double lances.
You know, if they favor Sidon? They've met centaurs in the past that...
This island and its inhabitants are divorced from religious worship. They live in fear and awe of the Lotus Witch. That's about it. You've met the most famous centaur from this island, Folon.
Yeah, we found his rider.
Right. Rock, his name was. Yes. He he doesn't make a big deal about it. But yeah, these people, they have no time for gods. They're also, living a very taboo lifestyle, so they don't tend to get out much. except for that Oresian thing. And he looks over at Reset, seeing if he surprised the truth out of her.
She's just blank look.
Have they ever tried bonding with something like a primate, a simian?
Oh, well, you see him kind of blush purple a little bit. He kind of blushes purple like that when Hypatia's not looking, but he's looking at her. And he's like, well, part of the... so a lot of times the bonding is deeper than rider and mount.
Oh.
Yes. They do not know. It has to be an intelligent bipedal rider. They do tend to sort of default to the sirens. The sirens. The harpies of the island. The harpies. It's a good deal for them because they get a big, strong bodyguard essentially, and it's a good deal for the centaurs because you don't have to work too hard to hunt when you have these harpies who have developed the ability to enchant beasts with their song rather than men. So overall, it's not a bad situation on the island. Oh yes, there is one thing worth mentioning. There is said to be a very powerful scorpion, essentially a scorpion king. This was a centaur who was cursed early on and tried to make a deal with Lutheria to remove his curse. He failed in whatever end of the bargain he was supposed to deliver, and his curse was redoubled. He is a massive creature of resentment and rage. Said to live in some ruins in a deserty part of the island, somewhere around here, I believe. Cyrus, as he says that, you feel something stir in your heart. Your blood begins to pump a little bit faster.
Sounds like someone's suffering needs to end.
Yes, when that centaur in the game succumbed to the curse, like he had lost himself. Those cries.
Well, and again, that is why the Oresian monks are not only tolerated by the people of Scorpion Island, but treated very well when they show up, because that is in fact what is happening. They are putting these poor creatures out of their misery. But there are some conservationists back at Vitros. And the way he says it, Hypatia, this is a guy that's had to deal with a lot of paperwork about druids filing complaints about Scorpion Island. They feel that it's unethical and that they should be allowed to live out their lives fully as scorpions, and everyone should be behind it and supportive of it, and who are we to judge, and all that jazz. So, yeah. But there you have it. Scorpion Island.
Thank you.
So this big one, it's cursed like Esther was cursed?
In so much as it's infused with power from Lutheria, I suppose. But what many don't know is that among her robust portfolio, goddess of dreams, goddess of sex, debauchery, drugs.
I know her portfolio.
Yes, she's also the mother of monsters. Most of the worst monsters in the world were her creations.
Is it possible that this beast may contain a divine spark from Lutheria?
Ooh, it could, yeah. It's certainly a legendary beast.
You should ask around about it. I am interested to meet the locals.
All right. And I guess that's where we'll leave off, with you guys rolling up on this Inlet Bay beach. When you arrive, you see that there are already ships there of Aresian make. 2 sturdy triremes emblazoned with red. Your minotaurs get very upset. Bullbug pretends to be upset, but by now you guys realize Bullbug is colorblind. But he sees the other minotaurs getting upset, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm mad too at flags."
All
Yeah.
the minotaurs all at once, like, "Oh, come on!" Look at it.
All right. I mean, you guys did pick out red sails for your ship, which was a little insensitive, but you know, they're trying. They're trying their best. All right, cool. So we'll leave off there. We'll continue next week, exploring Scorpion Island. Sorry, I don't really have any announcements. The end of the month, the last Monday of the month, we're not going to have. I think it's the last Monday of the month. We're not going to have a game. I mentioned it on Discord. I'm going to take the week off from D&D and maybe even the computer. I don't know. We'll see. Promised my kid that I'd spend the whole week hanging out with her. So pretty much whatever she wants to do.
Good stuff.
Yeah. That's why I got all my Foundry updates done now, so that I wouldn't be tempted to do my Foundry updates during the break. See? Outsmarted myself. Yeah, but there's a lot of games going on the server. If you're interested in joining some games, Paradise Vale games are running, feels like, every weekend now. I think they had two sessions this last weekend. We're playing a bunch of Sea of Thieves. A bunch of people are playing that new Viking game. If you are looking for people to play games with, do not be shy. You could put it out there. Put yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? Just put yourself out there. Just be like, hey, we want to play this game? I imagine there might be a couple people that want to hang out. But yeah, the Discord's getting pretty big. We had a couple of new artists join. So if you're looking to get character art made for whatever, you can hit them up as well. And yeah, other than that, if you need me for anything, at me. It's the best way to get a hold of me. So, all right. Night, guys, and enjoy your week.
Night.
You.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night, guys.
Bye.